Hello again, fourth graders. It's homework time. Get your Succeed book. Open to page 223. Let's look at the Lesson 22 homework helper. Today we're looking at factors and multiples and prime and composite numbers. Number 1, record the factors of the given numbers as multiplication sentences and as a list in order from least to greatest. Classify each as prime or composite. Remember, I know a number is prime if it has only two factors. That's 1 and itself. I know a number is composite if it has more than two factors. So let's look. The first number is 5. What factors can make 5? Write a multiplication sentence. 1 times 5 equals 5. And that's it. So the factors of 5 are 1 and 5. Since there's only two factors, 1 and itself, it is prime. So here's the P for prime. The next one, the number is 18. What multiplication facts can equal 18? Well, there's 1 times 18 equals 18, and 2 times 9 equals 18, and 3 times 6 equals 18. So we write these factors in order from least to greatest. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. There are 6 factors. That means it is composite because there's more than two factors. Let's look at number 2. It says find all factors for the following number and classify the number as prime or composite. Explain your classification of prime or composite. So here we're looking at factor pairs for 12. So I think of the multiplication facts that have a product of 12. 1 times 12 can make 12, so that's a factor pair, 1 and 12. 2 times 6 equals 12, so here's another factor pair, 2 and 6. And 3 times 4 equals 12, so that's another factor pair, 3 and 4. That means 12 is composite. I know that it is composite because it has more than two factors. There are 6 factors here, so it is composite. Let's look at number 3. Number 3 says, Jenny has 25 beads to divide evenly among 4 friends. She thinks there will be no leftovers. Use what you know about factor pairs to explain whether or not Jenny is correct. It says Jenny is not correct. There will be leftovers. I know this because if 4 is one of the factors, there is no whole number that multiplies by 4 to get 25 as a product. There will be 1 bead left over. The closest you can get to 25 when you're multiplying by 4 is 4 times 6 equals 24. And if you try 4 times 7, that equals 28. That's too high. So there is no factor pair for 4 that results in a product of exactly 25. 24 is the closest, and then there would be 1 more left over. So Jenny's not correct. Turn the page. Let's work on some homework problems. It says, record the factors of the given numbers as multiplication sentences and as a list in order from least to greatest. Classify each as prime with a P or composite with a C. The first problem is done for you. So the first example is the number 8, and they listed 1 times 8 equals 8, and 2 times 4 equals 8. So the factors in order are 1, 2, 4, and 8. There are 4 factors, so it is composite. Now let's list some multiplication sentences that can equal 10. I always like to start with 1 times itself. 1 times 10 equals 10. Now, can you think of another multiplication fact that equals 10? 2 times 5 equals 10. Is that what you thought of? Very good. Is there anything else that equals 10 when you multiply them together? Let's see. Can you get 10 if you multiply something by 3? 3, 6, 9, 12. Nope. How about if you multiply by 4? 4, 8, 12. Nope. Okay, so let's list these factors in order. Look, we have 1 and 10 and 2 and 5. We start with the least, which is 1. Then the next one is 2. What comes next? The 5. And then last is 10. There are 4 factors. So is it prime or composite? It is composite because it has more than 2 factors. Letter C, the number is 11. What can equal 11? Think of a multiplication sentence. Remember, always start with 1 times itself. 1 times 11 equals 11. Can you think of any other multiplication facts that equal 11? There aren't any other ones. So let's list our factors in order. The lowest is 1, and the next one is 11. And that's it, just 2 factors. If there's only 2 factors, 1 and itself, is that prime or composite? It is prime. Put a P for prime. Now you try listing some multiplication sentences that can equal 14. Pause the video, write some multiplication sentences, and then press play when you're ready to check your work. Did you write 1 times 14 equals 14 and 2 times 7 equals 14? Good job. Now we list those factors in order from least to greatest. 1 is the least, then 2, then next would be 7, and last would be 14. There are 4 factors. So is it prime or composite? Did you say composite? That's right. It has more than 2 factors. The next number is 17. Pause the video and write multiplication sentences that can equal 17. Use those factors that you pick and make a list and decide if it's prime or composite. Pause the video and then press play when you're ready to check your work. 1 times 17 equals 17, and that's it. The only factors are 1 and 17. So it is prime. How did you do? Now try for the number 20. List some multiplication sentences that can equal 20. Then use the factors and put them in order from least to greatest and decide if it's prime or composite. Pause the video and do the work, and then press play when you're ready to check your work. You should have 3 different multiplication facts. 1 times 20 equals 20, 2 times 10 equals 20, and 4 times 5 equals 20. There are 6 factors, 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. If there are 6 factors, that means the number 20 is composite. Now you can try some of these other problems on this page on your own later. Let's turn the page and work on some problems on page 226 together. Number 2 says, find all factors for the following numbers and classify each number as prime or composite. Explain your classification of each as prime or composite. we'll start with factor pairs for 19. We need to think of multiplication sentences that can equal 19. Always start with 1 times itself, right? So 1 times 19 equals 19. I'm going to list the factor pairs in the chart. Factor pair means the two factors that go together to equal 19. So I write them next to each other on the chart, 1 and 19, because 1 times 19 equals 19. Are there any other multiplication facts that equal 19? Can you think of any more? There aren't any more. Only 1 times 19. So look, there's only 2 factors. If there's only 2 factors, then it is prime. So we will say prime. And it says, explain your classification. It's prime because there are only 2 factors. Now let's work on factor pairs for 21. What can we multiply together to equal 21? Always start with 1 times itself. 1 times 21 equals 21. Do you know another fact that equals 21? Let's think. Can you multiply something times 2 to equal 21? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Nope. How about 3 times something equals 21? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Oh, 3 times something does equal 21. What is it? Do your 3's facts. Figure out what's the factor that goes with 3. Did you think of 3 times 7 equals 21? That means we put 3 and 7 together on the chart. It's a factor pair that equals 21. Are there any other multiplication facts that equal 21? No, that's it. How many factor pairs are there? There's 2 pairs. That makes 4 factors. If there's 4 factors, is it prime or composite? 21 is composite. Why is it composite? Because there are more than 2 factors. Okay, now you can try some of the other problems on your own. You've got this. See you next time. Goodbye.